This one's wife. Lieutenant Odious Scobie. As you know from my work, narcissists have coterie members, generally supportive individuals that back up the narcissist in some way, and lieutenants, more involved individuals that do the bidding, often the dirty work, of the narcissist. Doria Ragland is a lieutenant of this one's wife, as is the improbably named plastic-faced Omid Scobie. Can you hear something? Do you hear a noise? It could be, of course, the horn of ridicule, which would be entirely appropriate, of course, for Omid Scobie. But no, it's more the noise of a tongue licking ass. Yes, of course. It's Omid Scobie with his nose firmly wedged up the backside of this one's wife, tonguing the yitter as he engages in yet more kissing ass and licking ass that is his wont. With no royal connections other than to the gruesome twosome, he finds himself in lieutenant mode again, as Caroline Graham of the Mail reports. Harry and this one's wife's biographer, Omid Scobie, brands Prince William power-hungry, smearing, and King Charles unpopular, smearing, as he promotes his explosive new book on the royal family. Improbably named plastic-faced Lieutenant Omid Scobie, the unofficial mouthpiece for Prince Harry and his handler, has launched an astonishing attack on the royal family in promotional material for his new book, branding Prince William power-hungry and King Charles unpopular. Interestingly, of course, he's engaged in the smearing of those two individuals who just happen to be causing repeated problems for this one's wife. Moreover, if there's anybody that was power-hungry, he should look a little closer to home. And if there's anybody who's unpopular, again, he should look a little closer to home. Scobie, 42, author of Funding Freedom, Finding Dollars, the 2020 book about the couple, revealed the cover of his latest book, Endgame, this week, with a breathless description on Amazon calling it a penetrating investigation into the current state of the British monarchy, an unpopular king, a power-hungry heir to the throne, a queen willing to go to dangerous lengths to preserve her image, and a prince forced to start a new life after being betrayed by his own family. A source told the Mail on Sunday, "I've been told this is bad, very bad. It is unlikely that royal aides will comment, but if there are charges of racism, they will, of course, be robustly rebutted." What do you think, valuable viewers? Do you think that once again the mouthpiece of the Sussexes, in an attempt to make some money for himself and, of course, do their will, might there be allegations of racism? I suspect there will be. Why? Because this one's wife's narcissism regularly utilises that as part of her victimhood and as part of her staple of manipulative behaviours. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex famously told US TV host Oprah Winfrey that when this one's wife announced her pregnancy, an unnamed member of the royal family had questioned which skin colour their son Archie was likely to have. Revision of history. The Sussexes repeatedly denied cooperating with Scobie, and his never seen again, gone into hiding through sheer embarrassment, co-author Carolyn Durant on Finding Freedom. But this one's wife was later forced to admit in the High Court that she authorised an aide to brief the pair secretly. Revision of history. Endgame, published on November the 28th, is likely to cause further disquiet at Buckingham Palace. It is unknown whether the Sussexes had any input this time. Yeah, right. Although the author boasts that he interviewed family members. The book, subtitled Inside the Royal Family and the Monarchy's Fight for Survival, is billed as an explosive look into events surrounding the Queen's death. The Amazon sales pitch states, Queen Elizabeth II's death ruptured the already fractured foundations of the House of Windsor and dismantled the protective shield around it. Scobie, claims to have interviewed current and former palace staff, trusted friends of the royals, and even the family members themselves. The Mail on Sunday has learned that the book will be serialised in a number of major US magazines, but not in the United Kingdom, presumably because most individuals in the United Kingdom recognise that it's a load of bollocks. It was due to be published in August, but this was pushed back to include events surrounding the coronation, i.e. dish more dirt. A publishing source in America said, "The word is this is going to have bombshell after bombshell. Some are even speculating it may name the person who questioned what colour Archie's skin would be." Everyone knows Omid is the Sussex's unofficial mouthpiece, so it's fair to say there will be a huge deal of interest in this book on both sides of the Atlantic. But once again, not actual interest in the way that necessarily Scobie would want, though I suspect as long as he gets paid he doesn't give a rat's ass. Rather, people are interested in it because they want to know what bullshit is being spouted, what lies are being finessed, what revisions of history are taking place. Chapter headings include Shaky Ground, The Queen is Dead, The Monarchy Faces Trouble, The Fall of Prince Andrew, Scandal, Shame and Silencing Jane Doe, Race and the Royals, Institutional Bigotry and Denial. If you thought racism wasn't going to be mentioned, I think it will. Gloves On, Prince William Heir to the Throne, and Gloves Off, Prince Harry, Man on a Mission. Presumably it will make mention of the Battle of Frogmore, with Harry crying, "He broke my necklace!" Publisher HarperCollins has previously said the book will have the world talking, and Scobie has warned it will reveal moments the royals should be ashamed of. In Funding Freedom, Finding Dollars, Scobie wrote in detail about the first night this one's wife, 42, and Harry, 39, spent together, and recounted seemingly verbatim conversations between the Sussexes and senior royals. He has continued to be a favoured mouthpiece for the Sussexes, i.e. he's a lieutenant, and is often the first to post information about their charitable endeavours and awards on social media. This week he took yet another dig at the King and Queen for walking along a red carpet laid out for them over bare ground in Kenya during their state visit last week. Writing on X, formerly Twitter, he said, "Even if this was a choice made by the hosts, and it probably was, the optics of the King and Queen walking on a red carpet to avoid soil at Nairobi National Park are pretty ridiculous and out of touch. I actually don't think many people gave a flying fuck, Omid, but you do, because of course you need to find some way to have a go at the King, because you're instructed to do so by this one's wife." But Scobie was criticised for his comment, including by Kenyan journalist Joseph Wakhungu, who wrote, "I can tell you that's just how all visiting heads of state and government are treated when they land in Kenya." Responding to a fan on social media who wrote of Endgame, "I hope it goes further and deeper than Finding Freedom," Scobie responded, "They're worlds apart. Yes, Karen Durant was involved in one, and then she's pleased not to be involved in the other." Thus, he's drumming up interest in his publication, which appears towards the end of the month, and in doing so, of course, he's acting as he always has done, as this one's wife's lieutenant. We will, of course, be looking out for what nonsense he spouts for the purposes of analysis to understand the connection between him and this one's wife, and how she asserts control through him by proxy. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for listening.